we go. Voice amplification. Hello, America. Listen, I kind of feel, you know, I'm not an expert, I'm a fan and I'm a collector, but these three guys are kind of legends. If you've not read Fred's book, it's brilliant. He's not paying me to say that, I had to buy a copy, it's a cracking book. But Brad and Gary, you know, as a fan growing up in England in the 80s, and I kind of got into the Monkees big time before the reunion, there wasn't a lot of stuff, really. They used to show the Monkees every weekday during the school holidays from as far back as I can remember. But they were the really badly cut versions. They would cut loads of stuff out. But as kind of the 80s wore on, we would get copies of things like Monkey Business fanzine and things like that from the States. And these names would be, you know, would be in there. So to finally meet these people is awesome. So thank you very much. Thank you, boss.
All right. Okay. Gary.
Hey there. Welcome everybody. Thanks for coming. Hey, quick survey. Okay. How many people learned about the Monkees in the 80s? Right? Hands up. Oh, wow, it's a small number. Okay. How many people learned about the Monkees in the 60s? It's the majority. Okay. All right. How about the 70s? Ah, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, that's good. And how about the 90s? A couple. All right. The zeros.
Naughties.
One person. Okay. It doesn't matter what year, because it's like the mothers, and then they pass it on to kids, and their kids find out about it. Like, my mom knows about this. It's like some secret, and then everybody else knows. It's just timeless. Very timeless.
All right, guys. Anyway, like my book is about monkey fandom, my experiences. You know, if you read the book, I had the honor of being invited by Davy Jones to his house to work on his Mutant Monkees book. I had the pleasure of introducing Mickey, Davy, and Peter at the '86 convention, and the greatest experience of meeting all four Monkees at the Hollywood Walk of Fame ceremony in '89, and he gave my photo with all four of them, which is incredible. It's on the cover of the book, buy my book. So the Monkees were so special, and it means a lot. They mean a lot to a lot of people. The music, the TV show, all that stuff. And I'm glad that they're getting the respect. Over the years, they've been getting respect they well deserve. And it was shown yesterday at the ceremony with the American Pop Music Hall of Fame. They you know, forget the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. If they want to get them out, But I think the Pop Music Hall of Fame, because you guys helped to vote them in, means so much more. I think you all agree with that. Right? Anyway, what we can do here, you guys want to do questions? That'd be great. And just ask us, you know, whatever you want to ask us. You know, so if you got any questions, please come. Oh, yes, hi.
I think at last year's panel, Gary mentioned you might be releasing some of the concerts from '97.
Yes.
What's going on with that?
Well, the latest on that is we're trying to find a board tape from one of the shows in England in order to cut the videos that I shot. I shot the last 7 shows that they did before Michael disappeared. And so that's still a work in progress, and I'll just give you an update on my book. I was supposed to turn everything in at the end of the year, and the publishers were so happy with what I had sent them, and they said, do you mind if we make the release date at a later date? Which I was thankful, because I still have about 10 boxes that I have not looked through that have all this visual stuff that I want to use into the book. And so I have another 6 months to put everything together, and it'll be released in 2015. And it's a major undertaking, because I have about 1 million words that I have to condense down to 200,000 words, or maybe even less than that. But I'm making progress, and I hope you'll all buy the book when it comes out. So.
Another question. Any other questions, guys? Please. Yes, over there.
I have a question for Iain.
Oh, good.
I love, sorry, Catherine. I love monkey bootlegs. My question is, what is your favorite
Yeah, I run a website called monkeybootlegs.com, and it's a Facebook page, and what it is I don't sell them, I don't trade them, I just kind of, I've got tapes that I've collected over the years, and I just kind of like to share them. I get pleasure from sharing all of this stuff, and I've spoken to Mickey and Michael and Peter, and they are aware of it, and they kind of, you know, they say as long as you're not selling the stuff, get it out there. They've not expressed any discomfort with that. My favourite thing I've unearthed, it would be, well, there's a couple of things. In the Davey tribute the other day, the full performance of Rainy Jane on this weird British TV show called World of Whittaker, these horrible kind of early 70s variety shows that, you know, no one really liked. But it's a full performance of him. He's wearing the same shirt that he wore in the Brady Bunch episode. There was a tiny, tiny clip of it that was shown on a recent documentary that was shown in the UK. I don't know if it was shown over here. It was a tiny, tiny clip, about 8 seconds. And I worked for the BBC, and I kind of got in touch with the producers and said, "Oh, I'm from the BBC. Can I, could you send me a copy of all the unedited stuff so I can have a look?" And they went, "Yeah, sure," thinking it was some official request. It wasn't at all, you know, but it's amazing what a BBC email can do. So I would say that was probably the most fun. I've got to say that one of the reasons I like Fred's book, just going off on a slight tangent, which Fred, you won't mind, is because you talk a lot about the 70s, and the 70s is kind of my favourite Monkees period, when they were all kind of a little bit lost. It feels like they didn't know if they were pop stars or if they were actors or whatever they were doing, and you kind of dwell on that a lot, which is great because it's a little bit lost. And a project that I'm working on, and that is very, very slowly starting to make progress, is a release of Mickey's 70s singles, the A and the B sides from MGM and Roma, kind of the same label with different names. I think there's 10 tracks if you include the Starship songs, which he may or may not be on. But, and it's kind of been my ambition to get those legitimately released. They're out there if you want to download them, but it'd be nice to have a physical format. And I'm again, sending from the BBC email, opens doors. I mean, I'm talking to Universal, and for the first time, as far as I'm aware, Universal have actually looked in their files and said, "Oh yeah, we own these." They passed me around, they said we don't owe them, we don't know anything about this. I finally got in touch with someone who said, "Oh yeah, we've got these." And so we are looking at releasing a limited edition LP, physical 12-inch LP, possibly a CD, although that might be more expensive in terms of copyright, and probably an iTunes download as well of the A and the B sides of Mickey's 70 singles. And we try and get something a little bit special as well, like maybe an interview with Mickey to talk about the songs. We're hoping to get a nice book to go with it, nice kind of booklet to go with the CD and stuff. So if it happens, fingers crossed, it could be something really special that a lot of people I know would like. I would like anyway.
Very good. Okay, any other questions, folks? Oh, over there.
I have a question about the download. If you do that, is it going to be a US and a UK download? Because I collect a lot of British stuff. You can't download it from Amazon or iTunes because I'm in the States.
Yeah.
I'm not in the UK.
I think we've applied for worldwide rights, and they have come back with an amount of money they want, and the percentage that they want, and they've asked for an album title, and we've sent them all of that stuff, and it's now just kind of slowly working its way through the Universal machine. But it is worldwide rights that we've applied for. I mean, they may come back and say, "No, we're not interested," but hopefully it will happen. It's going to cost me and my friend who are doing it quite a bit of money. But it's kind of one of those things I'm passionate about. I don't want to make any money out of it. If I can break even, then that's a result, that's right. But yes, it will be worldwide.
Another question? Over there. Speak loud or I'll come forward.
Hi, I'm Mary Ann from San Diego, California. What is your favorite Monkees memory? That's all.
Oh, okay. I'm going to start with Brad.
Just because it was so weird, I saw Michael Nesmith do a solo show in 1979 for Infinite Rider album, promoting Infinite Rider album. It wasn't so much that the show was weird as it was this place. It was in an open field, like a big outdoor amphitheater, but he was opening for a couple of hard rock bands, and everybody was there to see them, and I was apparently the only one there to see him. And so they were all screaming, and I was trying to counter scream that he's really great. and he's at the top of his form at that point, and he was taking calls during the show. It was a real busy time for an executive, but that was my favorite time because I got to meet him after the show, and it was great. He was, like I said, he was doing a lot of things. And then a month later, I was driving down the Sunset Strip, and who comes up above the street but Michael Nesmith, like a gorilla or something. Big promo poster for the Elephant Parts album. It was a fantastically huge. It was the posters that go way up on Sunset Boulevard. It was an amazing time. So that was my favorite time period, and of course I'm a big Michael fan. So.
Wow, that's a tough one. I guess one of the coolest memories was the Monkees performing at the Greek Theater on September 7th, 1986. And Michael decided to partake in this performance. And I was lucky enough to be backstage, and before Michael showed up on the stage, the four guys had finished their regular set, and they were on the side by the curtains, and I happened to be standing there, and all it is a silhouette of the four of them embracing each other and telling each other that they loved each other. And then they walked out on the stage, and the audience, the din of the crowd was so loud that if there was a roof on the Greek Theater, it's an open-air theater, they would have blown the roof off the theater. It was absolutely incredible. But just to see the four of them embrace each other, it was just a silhouette. I saw just the shadows of them doing it, but I heard what they were saying to each other. I was like a few feet away from them. That was an amazing moment, because that's the first time they had been together since 1968. So yeah, that's one of many memories that I've had on good fortune to be a part of.
Okay, for me, and you can read it in my book, my book. I got a book.
He sold out of his books.
I stole the book here. Thank you. But again, you get it on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, or but it's in the book. But I guess one of the best memories was the day that I recounted in there, where I was looking for work. So I knew the guys, and I just decided, the heck with it. What can I lose? I'd send a letter to Davey saying, hey, if you need somebody like an assistant, whatever, I'm available. Give me a call, whatever. And I just sent it off, and then he's not going to call or anything like that. And then about a week or so later, I hear my phone ringing, and the answering machine picked up, and whatever. So I play back the message and said, "Hello, Davey. Hello, Fred. This is Davey Jones speaking." I'm like, ah! And then I call him back, and I get invited to his house to work on the Mutant Monkees book. And the thing that was amazing about that weekend was when he pulled out his trunk and said, "Fred, just go through this and see if there's anything that we use for the book." I open it up and I see all this amazing memorabilia, all his personal stuff. I'm looking at it and saying, I just died and went to monkey heaven, And that is like the thing that sticks out in my mind more than anything. The others were the Hollywood Walk of Fame when I got to meet, well, I met them before at the MTV Christmas video, all four of them. But the Hollywood Walk of Fame is more special because Peter, and he did this at MTV also, he introduced me to Mike. And he said, "Fred, have you met Mike?" I said, "No," And we're talking and everything like this. And Mike G. Bush? Yeah. Mike G. Bush, photographer extraordinaire. We're in the center of this thing, we're talking, all four monkeys are there. And Mike is saying, "Fred, you're in the photograph." "Oh, sorry," I move away. Peter grabs me, pulls me back and said, "Fred, you're in the picture." And that's where the stunned look of me in the center of that came from. And you can see it there too. So that is, I thank you, Peter, and all that, for that great moment and all. So those are among the fantastic moments. So that those two in particular stand out? And we'll give it to Iain.
Okay, very quickly, because I know we're running out of time. I've got a cheeky two. I've been really lucky. I've interviewed all of them. One of the coolest ones was Nesmith, and it was 2011. It was on the phone. It was before he'd sort of started making a comeback, and I've been after him for years. Could never get him. And I was at a new radio station, and my producer said, well, let's just email. Let's send an email and find out what happens. The next day, he got back saying, yeah, okay, I'll do an interview. He just kind of grabbed him at the right time. He came on the phone. I was very, very nervous. And in the middle of the interview, I said, listen, Mike, let's make this the first interview where we never mention the M word. And he said, Iain, listen, everyone's got me wrong. I love the Monkees. You can ask me anything you want about the Monkees, anything you want. And so I asked him some really geeky fan question. Is it true you all got together in the late 70s to talk about a reunion? He went, Iain, I do not want to talk about the Monkees. And it was a bit awkward. They went, I'm only kidding. You can ask me anything you want about the Monkees. So I asked him another question. He said, Iain, I do not want to talk about the Monkees. Just brilliant, just hilarious. And the other one, very quickly, I interviewed Dolenz. And Dolenz, this was when he was in the UK for Hairspray. He came into the studio. As he came in, I had Going Down was playing out on the radio, and he came in and went, yeah, this is a really cool song. He stood there in front of me, and he starts singing along to the records. He's singing Going Down, and I'm sat here, and he stood there, and like my 12-year-old me was like, this is amazing. That was pretty cool.
Fantastic. Okay, we're going to be setting up the next act soon, so hang around for that. I'm a theater guy. And I heard these guys are fantastic, so I want you to stick around for the Here We Come show. But I think we got maybe time for maybe one or two more questions. So, yes, sir, yes.
Any chance on improved material quality or something new from the Good Timers tour?
The Good Timers? Oh, the Good Timers. Oh, Gary was the one to know, or Brad. Henry with it.
Well, I've been searching for an audio of one of the shows from the '69 tour, and I interviewed Sam Rhodes, who was the leader of Sam and the Good Timers, and he said that he had a tape that he had given to a friend, and he never got it back. So I'm not sure if that tape ever existed or he was just telling me that. But just recently I met Ink Martindale, who was a disc jockey and became a television personality. And his wife is the daughter of the gentleman that owned the Red Velvet Club, and that's where the Monkees, Mickey and I think Michael, found Sam and the Good Timers performing there. And supposedly one of those rehearsals was recorded, so I'm going to continue the pursuit of this concert because I guess it was quite a phenomenal concert. I think there's some people in the audience that may have seen the Monkees in 1969. Oh yeah, Jana, she saw them in Tampa.
You're the one.
Knoxville.
Oh, Knoxville, Tennessee.
So you're the one.
So there are witnesses, but I guess it was quite a remarkable show. It was a lot of R&B infused Monkees type songs. And the Monkees wore the red velvet suits and the white frilly shirts, and they had this all black backup band, and it was quite interesting. I think Rolling Stone even did a review of it in '69. But yeah, I'm still pursuing an audio of that. There is a fan version that does exist, and he happens to be a friend of mine, and the batteries were low, so it's recorded where it records normally, and then it fluctuates and goes very slowly. And I don't know if there's any technique to make it.
Iain's BBC. Yes, there is.
There is a.
Here's the BBC.
I will get the master tape to Iain.
Very quickly as well, there have been audio tapes of them performing on the Joey Bishop show, and is it Johnny Cash? No, not Johnny Cash, Tonight Show. And I've just been sent much better quality audio versions of that from, do you know Akira in Japan, Japanese collector? He sent me some really, the Joey Bishop audio, which is not perfect, but it's the best quality Sam and the Good Timers with the Monkees sound I've heard. So let's put it online.
Okay, guys, I think we have time for one more question. I got to set up for the Here We Come show. One more good question. Let's see. Who got right over there? Yes, sir.
Of all the different genres that the Monkees went through, what are your guys' favorites?
All right.
Very quickly, the Monkees, as we all know, invented country rock. Forget your Graham Parsons, forget your Birds. The Monkees invented country rock, and that's kind of my favorite stuff.
I love the Head album because it's such a variety of styles. You got the rock, you got the soft music, you got the Indian influence. Head is an amazing album, Birds and Bees as well. I mean, I know that Headquarters and Pisces are considered the two big ones, but they have great music throughout all the albums. Even Changes has some good stuff. So, for me, I just love the overall, everything. I think probably the Headquarters Pisces period I love, but I also love the stuff off Birds, Bees, Head, Instant Replay. I just love it all. Okay, all right, I love it all.
Well, the Monkees, they performed in every genre, and it was really quite interesting. But for me personally, I like the harmonies. Like "You Just May Be the One" is probably one of my favorites, and I don't know if anybody's aware of it, but that song was supposed to be released as a single, and the other side of the single was "Shades of Grey." And what happened was Lester Sill said that they didn't feel, the powers that be didn't feel there was anything strong enough from that Headquarters album. But Shades of Grey, because that was 1967, the summer was the year of the riots. And there were riots in Chicago and Milwaukee and Detroit, and they actually canceled the Milwaukee tour, the Milwaukee concert. The Detroit concert was canceled, but then rescheduled in the afternoon. But to me, Shades of Grey would have been sort of like the Daydream Believer that eventually came out. And it's unfortunate that didn't happen, but it's the harmonies, the four-part harmonies that Chip Douglas was able to get out of them was really the most amazing thing. And then you heard it a cappella on the Christmas show, Rio Shio. So that's kind of the stuff, the four-part harmonies for me.
I like the harmonies as well, especially Pleasant Valley Sunday, but I would say that my favorite song, and Ty, I'm a Nesmith fan from day one, but his work is so seminal, so important. Does anybody know what the highest charting Nesmith pin song is? Highest charting. Anyone know? Actually, the highest charted as a monkey. Right, a monkey song, highest charting, written by Nesmith. No. Back in the 60s, they used to track A-sides and B-sides on the charts. Tapia Batunda, that's right. So that's my favorite, and because it had a lot of elements, it has the psychedelic stream of consciousness. It's an extremely great rock song, and where it falls off the cliff at the end, it just really has a real feel to it. So I love that.
Okay, I lied. We got at least another minute or two. So one more question, I'll be it. Okay, one more question, guys. Come on. Oh, right there. Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Tammy Rose from 6 Degrees.
Hi, Tammy. Everybody say hello, Tammy. Hi, Tammy.
What do you think is the best strategy for us as Monkee fans to keep this going on well into the future?
Keep going and buy concert tickets. You know, if people keep going, I guess. I mean, I don't know the business. People keep going and they keep enjoying it. That will happen. Sandoval mentioned the possibility of a deluxe edition of the first LP. Just keep buying the stuff. I guess.
Keep doing what you're doing, guys. Go to the concerts, buy the CDs, download the iTunes, whatever. Buy my book. Let's keep doing. Just support the guys. No matter whether the Monkees as a group, Nesmith, Torque, Dolans, as solo artists, support Davy's charity, support what his daughters are doing. Just your love for those guys is what keeps this thing going. All right, just do what you're doing. You guys are the ones that are keeping it moving. Okay.
Does anybody watch The Big Bang Theory? Do we have any fans? I just want to say something about that show. I started watching it several years ago, and to me, it's like the Monkees without music. There was such a chemistry between those main characters, and now they're up to 7 characters, I think. But it's just the writing is wonderful, the execution of the dialogue is amazing, and And I'm working on trying to get Mickey to do a guest spot and do something, because there's a thing about the comic book store. And I'm thinking, well, there was Circus Boy comics, there were Monkees comics, and those 4 scientists go into that comic book store and see these magazines and try to figure out what superhero is Circus Boy, or what superhero are the Monkees, and so maybe there's some story there. But I just wanted to say that there's a show that's on the air called The Big Bang Theory that reminds me of the Monkees of the 60s.
And one last one.
I just wanted to say, did anybody actually ever really think they would see Mike the Monkey again? I mean, seriously, I mean, here, I mean, at a convention, I mean, this is totally amazing, like an eclipse of some sort. It's a lifetime. That's because of you guys, you know, I mean, that, you know, he's finally he's coming to terms with his fandom and understanding what you guys get out of it. I think that was the point before. He was just like, you know, I need to do art. But he was like, no, sometimes you just need to go do what the fans want you to do, and show up and just, you know, be part of the group, and that's been great. And the reunion tour has been fantastic, and I would definitely like to see a DVD of that one of these days, because a lot of fans that I deal with around the world from the internet site, and there are a lot of them out there, especially Japan and Spain.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. Brad will have this panel up on his website. So, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for coming this weekend. Thank you for supporting the Monkees. Enjoy the rest of the day and everything. And buy my book. Thank you. God bless you all. Thank you.